You're right everyone, it's Ace here from Romany Custom Catapults. So I've got a little build to show you all here. First of all, it's a utahraptor right hand hold, custom dimensions. Now the backbone is built of layers of carbon fibre, 2 3mm layers. And then we've got 2 layers of 1/2mm brass. First time I've ever used 1/2mm. Well, I've used it on another frame of my own at the minute, but 1/2mm metal is very awkward to cut and it's awkward to keep flat. It's a bit of a nightmare really. And we've got G10 clips, which I think go good. The colour combination goes good with this. It's a very special hybrid resin material. It's a burl wood. I forgot the name of the wood. I'll have to get in touch with the maker and get it, but it's very nice. It's got some really distinct patterning in it. Black and gold resin. I had these made about, a year ago. These slabs, kept them in storage. I had 3 made, pretty much the same to make a set of 3, but I've since decided not to do that set of 3. The pins, that pin, as you can see, the lanyard pins, brass lined carbon, and the 3 top pins are hollow brass, all countersunk slightly. Like I said, this material is really nice. If I'm honest with you, this build has given me a lot of grief. Originally, when I first built it, I put these 4 pieces together, and on drilling for the clips, it delaminated. I wasn't happy with just gluing the section back down. I delaminated the whole frame, resanded, and put it all back together. So that was the first problem. Well, that was the second problem. The first problem was I had to make 4 of these metal liners before I got 2 that I was really happy with, for various reasons, under the bandsaws. Just trial and error. I've learned a lot from this build. I've worked with hybrid materials before, but I've just learned so much more from this build because it gave me problems where others haven't gave me problems. Now, the actual resin material itself, once I'd glued it on, well, this is no fault of my own, I glued it on. Once I'd sanded down here, there was air bubbles and fractures in the material, and I sanded it right down to literally 2mm, so the whole frame tapered right down, which I didn't mind the look of. But then, because the resin became thin there, I could see through it, and I could see prep holes and another fracture. So, I mean, a lot of people would have binned the whole frame, but I thought to myself, if I can save the back 4 pieces, it saves me 4 hours work, and plus it's not binning the frame. I'm not one to be defeated. If I can salvage a frame, I will, providing it doesn't sacrifice on the overall quality of the build, and I didn't think it would with this. So what I done is I used a soldering iron. I got all the pins out. I heated up the metal on the core. I separated everything again, resanded. Because I had the holes already there, it was easy to put back together. Got that to how I wanted it, perfect. And then I used another piece of resin for the front, and it's turned out good. It's almost like this is a, how could I call it, a transgender build. It wasn't happy with how it was in the first place, and it wanted to be redone, and that's how it is. It's changed, and I was wrong with the first piece of resin I used on this build. I thought it was the better piece, but it turns out this piece was the better piece. So yeah, a build that wasn't happy one way is now happy another. Excuse my crude, crass way of explaining it. Also here with the wood, you can see where my thumb is there, it just comes away a little bit. You can see the bottom of the clip, but that's because the wood goes so thin there, it's hard to work with. But I've just learnt so much from using this resin. Also now when I build a frame with metal liners like this again, for the clips, I'm using like 4 brand new built drill bits. 4 new drill bits aside, 2 to drill through the metal on one layer and 2 to drill through the next layer. So yeah, so a lot more hard work goes into metal liners, serious amounts more hard work. That's why I want more money for them, and I'm reluctant to do them. But it's come out alright. I did say I wasn't going to do metal liners again, then I took this order and I got 2 more to do. But with a little bit of knowledge from this one, I know people might say you should have that knowledge already. I've never really had a massive difficulty before, but with this 1/2mm metal, it's caused problems. So I feel I'm a better builder now than I was 2 weeks ago. Taking this build apart was as much, well, I think it was more difficult than putting it together. But like I say, I'm really happy with it. I'll show you the grain. A little bit of oil on it, Danish oil, only a little bit of a slither just to bring some colour out. I mean, I don't see the point in really soaking a stabilised wood in resin, because there's not much for it to get into, but a little bit of oil then highly polished. But I hope you all like it. Got a matching bead. I think it's got a really classy, elegant look to it. Something a little bit different. Although these hybrid materials do cause me more trouble, so this has got everything on it. It's troublesome because of the metal liners, it's troublesome because of the hybrid, it's just a troublesome build, which I'm pleased to see the back of, to be honest. But like I said, I'm very happy with the overall finish. It looks phenomenal in my opinion. Yeah, so catch me all soon. I'll be back with some more builds. I've got 2 on the table, half built, which again will be stunning, and I've got then another 2 to come that are stunning, and then some cheaper builds. So yeah, we're plodding along. I'm a lot slower than I wanted to be. This build has generally cost me 2 weeks. I mean, I can't, at the minute, I haven't got full time to put into catapult building with other stuff going on. And when I have been putting time to this build, I've had things go wrong and it's knocked me back. And normally I like to build 2 or 3 at the same time, but with this build, I've just wanted it out the door. I've put my full attention into it because it's needed it, it's demanded it. So yeah, I've just gone full hammer into this, and it has slowed my other builds up, but we'll be back on track now. We'll do things in our own time, and I've got some very understanding customers, so yeah, all good. Thank you all, and I hope you have a good afternoon. See you all soon.